Welcome back to the in-depth playthrough of Elden Ring, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Let's Play Dark Souls HD, and we left off here in the Caelid Wilds. So we've only picked up one map piece into Caelid, I believe, or perhaps we haven't yet, and this is just our introductory chunk of land with Caelid. But in the last episode, this cutoff here, where it starts to turn red, is Limgrave, right? So we started here at the Smoldering Church, and then we went a little bit down along this cliffside, completely mopped the floor, evaporated this Erd Tree avatar, and then we did the minor Erd Tree the catacombs, where we were able to test out the crystal darts against the watchdogs, the dual burial watchdogs, one of which was magic, and one of which was normal with the sword. And they died pretty quick too. But then we started pushing our way down the road here, made it to the Finger Maiden, who had kind of an episode while talking to us, and we have two directions that we can go now from this grace. We can kind of push further into this way if we want to, and we can get this map piece that will kind of light up this chunk of land here, or we can follow the road down and curve forward and do this map piece here, and it will open up like southern Caelid. It really doesn't matter which way we go. I just know that there's two things I want to do in this episode. I kind of want to run back down this way and do this catacomb that's right here. And then I really want to do this fort that's out in front of us. Like that fort, or at least I think. Yeah, that's the one. I kind of want to go do that fort as well. And we got some knights here. We got some badasses in front of us. The big birds up on... Look at this, man. These giant birds. Looks like he's minding his own business until we get within 50 kilometers of him, and then suddenly it's personal. Alright. Here's what we're going to do, though. Let's head back this way. Let's go to the Rotview balcony, and we will follow the ledge down and get to that catacomb. Or actually, I don't think it's a catacomb. I think it's just a regular cave. Anywho, let's head there. Well, let's see. We're going to jump the wall. It's kind of like, you can see where the grass starts to grow. It's like crossing the border back into Limgrave. But let's do our checks real quick. Controller is plugged in. Headphones are comfy. We have our cold brew. And yes, because my throat gets kind of dry when I do this and I start to sound a little bit scratchy, I do have some water with me as well. I decided to be kind of responsible. So, let's see. Where do I need to go to get to that cave? That will take us down the hill. Shit! Sorry, Torrent. You didn't deserve that. So I think I need to push a little bit further along the actual Caelid portion. I think that's what I need to do. So perhaps we didn't need to jump the fence. Oh boy, it's raining. How does this stuff stay burning like this? I know we're going to pick up some items, and we're going to make some discoveries that kind of explain to us how that's possible and why it stays lit like that. It has something to do with the dragons, but... oh boy, we got a payday up here too, it looks like. And some slimes. Well, we're not worried about the slimes, though. We have fire. Here we go. Y'all are not going to do anything with these, so just give it here. Just come quietly. Make it easy. That's it. There's only a few of them. Okay. Works for me. Okay, and then we have a little drop-down section right here that should take us right down below to the cave. Now, this cave in particular is kind of significant because it was actually a side cave that I was going to do in order to get a tier 5 somber smithing stone, a special one. But, wow, look at that, man. My goodness. And that is the Tower of Limgrave. You can see the shattered bridge leading all the way back to Stormveil Castle. I love how connected this game looks. We have not seen a connected world like this since... I don't know what that is. There's an earthquake happening. Maybe it's one of those... I'm not sure. Oh, it's the giant! He's trying to attack me from down there. That's funny. I did not think he could aggro all the way from down there. That's pretty funny. But we have not seen a world this connected since Dark Souls 1. And what I mean by that is, if you think about standing at Firelink Shrine in Dark Souls 1, you can really see everything. You can see all the way down into Blighttown, like, sort of. You can see portions of the depths on the outer wall. You can see the Great Hollow. And then you can also look up and see the Undead Burg. And you can, in certain parts of the Undead Burg, you can actually look up and see Anor Londo. And if you are in Anor Londo, you can look up and see the Duke's Archives. And so on and so forth. Sen's Fortress. I mean, if you're in Sen's Fortress, you can see the Duke's Archives from way down below, which is incredible. Like, I really admire the way that they do that. Alright. So, this is as good as place as any to talk about this. You see these things, you can't do anything. You can't really attack these, you can't interact with them. You can destroy what's inside of them, but you can't actually go in, right? We know that. We're going to have to start paying attention to these as the game unfolds in front of us, because there's going to be some instances where enemy attacks... I missed. Well, and it's about to cost me the fight because I missed. Alright, y'all. Leave me no choice but to set you on fire. No, you're not even going to be able to block the remaining damage. And we got our flask back because... that was considered a group or cluster of enemies. But we're going to need to pay attention to these later because there's going to be a certain point in the game where enemies are able to destroy these with their attacks, and there will be items hiding within that you will not be able to get otherwise without exploiting that effect. So, alright, we have one of our psychotic, like, crackhead scarabs that's running around, and before, oh my goodness, I'm about to die. Before I go running into this cave, I just want to point out a very unique difference here that probably gets pretty overlooked in Caelid. So, notice the difference between these T-Rex-headed dogs. You've got the one here that is white. It is very similar to the situation with the regular wolves that you find throughout the world. The white one seems to be the alpha, and he will howl and summon the others and almost correlate their attacks. It's really frustrating. It'll make their eyes glow red, and then I'm pretty sure they get a damage buff and a defense buff. I can't really confirm that, but for some reason, I feel like once that guy howls, the alpha, and they start attacking you, I feel like I die much faster. So this is the Gael tunnel, and we're going to fight sort of an interesting boss in here that causes a lot of grief for players, but I got you covered. I'm going to show you how to deal with him. So, I didn't really care to sneak up on that guy and backstab him because I know I could kill this guy first before he even gets near me. We were certainly quicker than him, but here's this little trick that they play on you right here. I know what you're thinking, right? Like, you might see the ledge down there and think that because this goes out a little bit further, it's smart to run off and try to see if you can make that jump. Like, that's what the game sort of visually tricks you into doing, but that's really not the case. You'll pretty much die if you try to make that. There are these barrels in the way here, and because there really is no reward for destroying the debris in this game, like obstructions like barrels and stuff like that never really cause a problem in this game, so I think it's kind of clever that FromSoft used the barrels right there, which are otherwise pretty normal, and you have no reason to destroy them. They give you a clear purpose to destroy the stuff that's around you in this instance. So there's one somber smithing stone. And then this is kind of the way that you want to go. Contrary to what Smeagol says, in this instance you do want to follow the lights. And we get this grace down here. So we're going to have kind of a mix of bad guys down here. It's going to be kind of strange. What's our level situation looking like? I think we're doing pretty good. What's our level? Nice. Alright. So stealth. Stealth will go a long way in the Gael tunnel. And I'll show you why. So we have these guys, pickaxe guys that we've already dealt with. We know that strike damage is the answer for them, but I'm just way too into this spear to ditch it. And the spear is fantastic against these these Caelid soldiers because, oh yeah, this is fantastic for these guys. See, the slash damage is terrible though. So that is the last thing you want in this cave is slash damage. If you're going to be running through this place, you want something like this that does strike or something like this that does thrust damage, slash damage, or standard damage, rather, is not going to get it here, because all the enemies in this place are going to be quite resilient to it. These Caelid soldiers with their armor, they're not in heavy armor, they're not necessarily knights, which the knights, unfortunately, the shitty thing about the knights is they're kind of resilient to every damage type except for blunt, in my experience. But you want to have something that'll do either stab or the strike damage in this place, because if you use slash damage, you're going to find yourself kind of struggling against these guys. It's going to take too many hits to kill them, and it's going to be a shit fest. So this is kind of an interesting part right here. You have these two guys that are crouching down, and they're like... It almost looks like he's doing some kind of nature documentary on this octopus. He's like, here we have the Caelid octopus in its natural habitat. Right? So, sorry to interrupt your documentary, but you gotta die. This guy's gonna come running over here, but his mistake is that he fucked with me, so dead. Oh wow, we got a lot of shit from him. And then this guy. Poor thing. He just wanted to be a movie star. Animal Planet's next big hit, but perhaps in someone else's playthrough. And then we have more of these guys. So the dude with the thing on his back there, I'm pretty sure if we hit him with fire, that thing should blow up and it should cause a chain reaction. We have more excavators, and we have these Caelid guys here that look to be supervising the operation. That's what it seems like to me. But before we make any crazy moves in this place, I say we be a little bit smart about this. Let's see if we can play around with sleep, huh? The one person who's probably going to be kind of problematic for this part is very much so the magic thrower guy. Maybe we can do a sleep pod. Maybe we can get them all. Yeah. Let's make a couple of these, huh? Let's use our brains a little bit. Yeah, this should be fun. Alright, cool. Tally-ho. Well, that sucked. No way, it worked! Holy shit. So, you still bounce with the thrust damage, which... That's fine. Oh, goodness, I woke him up. How did I wake him up? That's funny. Oops. Okay, he's gonna do the fire thing now. Is there anything behind me? Okay, just a Godric soldier. That's fine. Alright. They still die because, I mean, the sheer damage that we have is disgusting. No. You shouldn't have even come over here, man. You should have stayed at your post. You had one job. Alright. So, now that we've gotten rid of that portion of jerks... Now we can just kind of go through here one by one and take care of these guys. Easy peasy. Okay, fire does not make him explode if you backstab him. That's good. Cracked crystals. We saw how useful the throwing darts were against the... Sorry, I'm a terrible host. We saw how effective those throwing darts were against those watchdogs, and they have the same effect against the other fanged imps, so... We would do well to pick up all the cracked crystals so we can have as many as possible. And lots of upgrade materials kind of blending into the surroundings here. Make sure you pay attention to that. So what do we got? We got a guy sitting down over here. We got this guy with the torch. Torch guy, I think, will blow the horn. One of these guys will blow the horn, so we really need to be smart about this. Let's see if we can backstab this guy. No. Alright, no big deal. These guys probably don't care that we're killing these soldiers, because who doesn't hate their boss? Well, I don't. That's an inaccurate statement. I actually like my boss a lot. He's pretty damn cool. Alright, all the cracked crystals. There we go. Gold pickled foulfoot. We're not going to get very many of those across the playthrough. We're eventually going to get to a point where we can craft them, I think. And I don't think you need a book for that either. I don't think you need the like a cookbook. And let's veer off into this path first. See what we got going on. I think there's something to do with a big octopus, I think, if I remember. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Uh-huh. Pretty sure he's hanging from the ceiling or something, too. Something ridiculous. Alright. These guys die in one hit, thankfully. Oh, God. Ay. I wonder if sleep works against these guys. Oh, we killed them in a couple arrows? That's good. Bolts, rather. Alright, so let's lure the attention of the octopus with a sleep bolt. No way! You can put these things to sleep? Here. Go back to sleep, asshole. Oh. So I guess it really doesn't work a second time, does it? I mean, he's, like, healing. Are you gonna go to sleep for real? So that was completely worth playing around with. Ooh. No execution animation against the small guys. The cross naginata. Alright. Did I sound excited when I said that? You're about to learn why. Let me pick up these items real quick. Don't want to forget anything. Got this little guy hiding over here. Alright, so this thing. Unbelievably cool weapon. It's pretty light. It only weighs 8 units. I think our spears, yep, 8, just like our spear. This is a strength and primarily dex scaling weapon that has bleed buildup on it. And it is very cool. So this thing has a unique moveset. It is the only weapon in this class with this moveset. And it is considered a spear. It's considered just a regular spear class weapon. It does slash and pierce damage, despite what the what you call it. Well, actually, no. I think it's just yeah. Because notice the blades on it. When you do that first attack, it looks like a slash animation, but I'm pretty sure it is pierce damage that you are inflicting with that crossed blade that goes horizontally. So, all right. It is very cool, though. It has an awesome thrust attack with the strong, and it does impaling thrust for the weapon art. Yeah, this is a super, super cool weapon with a unique moveset, and I was looking very forward to picking it up because we're going to upgrade it and use it. It's one weapon that I intend to use on this character, and because of its awesome bleed property, we're probably going to have it scale with Faith. We'll do like a holy damage setup with it, perhaps, but you can also change weapon arts with this thing, and we can put, you know, Sacred Vow, whatever we want on it to give it some holy damage, and make it scale with our Faith, and it will also have the bleed effect. So, let's see, there's a Godric soldier down below us. He's going to blow the trumpet, I believe, but let's do this, actually. You know what, no. What am I afraid of? Oh no! That's what I was afraid of. So, who are you calling for, man? Everybody's dead. I killed them. Alright. Grace Mimic. And then we got an explosive stone clump. So those things, right? We have not picked up very many of those. Upgrade material. We don't want to miss out on these smithing stones. They're very good. The explosive guy. Turns out if you just do a regular light attack that has fire, it can be problematic. But backstabbing them doesn't seem to trigger that, even though you're still inflicting like fire damage. I don't know. Alexander should be in here. If he's not, we have a problem. And he's not, of course. Alright, whatever. He probably is at the Radahn festival because I activated that. Or did I not? I don't think I did, because I did not take the lift to the Altus Plateau, so it shouldn't be activated. Well, regardless, this is where we get spat out when we do this quest. This is back in Limgrave. And exactly where we are in Limgrave, we are directly above the Third Church of America, which is right here on these cliffs. We've already wandered these cliffs. We've already been through here. This little spot down here, this is where we see the bear fighting the wolves, and you see how close in proximity we are to that. So if we were to just take these spirit springs down, we would be... And we're just below Caelid. Yep. All right. So that should put that into perspective. And if you're thinking to yourself, why wouldn't you just enter this way through Limgrave? That's because you wouldn't be able to open that door. Because the side that we opened it from is the correct side to open it from. Oddly enough. How often does that happen? Okay. So let's do this, shall we? Is there anything back here? No. Okay. There is a spot that I'm gonna go look for Alexander in just a minute, but let me drink some water, because once I do this part, I'm gonna scream like a girl. This damn worm comes after me. So this is another fire worm. Probably should use a spear against this guy, specifically because scaled creatures take additional damage to thrust weapons, so this would be the best weapon to use against this guy. The problem is it does fire damage, and he don't give a shit about that. So let's do this. Let's see if we can... I know he's weak to frostbite for sure, so let's see if we can make some more of those. Okay. That'll work. That should be plenty to proc frostbite on this guy. He's pretty weak to that. And then I think that should be all we need. Yeah, we should be alright against this guy. Our children should help for sure. And we have Ice Lightning Spear as well. Come on, kids. It's nighttime. You know what that means. Eek. He went right for me. Of course he did. There we go. Come on. Whew. Whew, the charge. Alright, let's get a proc, shall we? Or try. There we go. Damn, he is coming after me. Ooh, not the fire. Oh, whoa. Come on, kids. So let's do this. Oh, no. Okay. Damn, my children are fucked. Okay, let's do this. E. Try to get a stab. There we go. Ugh. Let's bubble up. That did okay. Oh my god! Would you stop, man? Well, now I can't move. Okay. Whatever. Ugh. Roll, roll, roll. Alright, let's see if we can... get a stagger, shall we? Without getting hit, because he is leaving the magma trails for real. Come on. Ooh. Let me get that stagger. There we go. I'm coming. Coming for that eyeball. Oh, come on. Really? Can't hit him? Are you kidding me? There's no way I whiffed on that last hit. Alright, so we get the Dragon Heart and the dreaded Moon Veil, which I say the dreaded because it is. It's pretty yuck. It is the scourge of PvP. I run into it quite often. Don't really have many problems beating it because it only has one powerful attack that is incredibly easy to see coming. It's easy to anticipate the attack, though it does come out pretty fast. I would show you if I had the level of intelligence needed, but let's see, not quite. Okay. So that was a pretty short one. But now, let's do this. We were at the Smoldering Wall, and I think we need to start pushing our way towards that fort. I think that'd be a good idea. Actually, hold on. Take that back. We need to go here. Jarburg. Okay, not Jarburg, not quite. We need to go to the artist's shack. And what we need to do is we need to look for Alexander out in front of the academy. That's what we need to do. Because I missed him at some point, and I know there's this crater down here. This guy. Let's kick this guy's ass. He stood no chance. Alright. I don't want to mess with any of those things, but I do know that somewhere over here on the other side of the school, there should be like a crater spot. I think. I'm not crazy. I am crazy. The crater spot's here, but there's no Alexander. Shit. Alright, so no Alexander. Not yet, at least. He probably, because I talked to Blythe already, he's probably at the Radahn Festival location. Which wouldn't make sense, because I didn't take the lift. I didn't activate that yet, but it's fine. It's fine. So let's not dally. Let's go back here, where we're supposed to be. And we'll take the road to the Dimhold. Just kidding. We do not need the dead to fight for us. We are not heir to the throne of man. We need to head this way. So we are essentially just going to follow the road, which generally is not a good idea in Caelid. But I don't know. I think we'll be okay as long as we deal with these jerks properly. And when I say properly, I mean do whatever you have to kill them. Like, be as dirty as you want. Like this shit right here. I feel nothing for these guys doing this. I feel nothing, because they suck. They're the worst. We got a butterfly from that guy. I don't know why it was a purple glowing item. That means it's probably a guaranteed drop, is likely what that means. But I see you. What? You want to come down here and start some shit, man? Alright. We have somewhat of an important item up on this cliff over here, and I don't think we can get to it from below. We probably have to go from above, so I might go around just to get it, but can't really see it from here because it's like right there. It's right, the tree is blocking it perfectly, but there is an important item up on that cliff that we really want to get. I mean, it is important. This scarab must die. Let's get him. Alright. Lifesteal Fist. If you recall, that is the weapon art that is on Ensha's weapon. And Ensha is the edgelord at the Round Table Hold that wouldn't talk to us. It's too cool for our council. Let's get ourselves some lore candy here. Let's read what's going on. The Battle of Ionia. Radahn and Millennia locked in stalemate. Then the scarlet rot blooms. So that is a direct reference to the cutscene where we see Millennia fighting with her brother, Radahn. Both children of Radahn.
Dear customer. Yes, right this way. Right this way.
Got any coffee?
Welcome, valued customer. Come, trade in our wandering emporium. Please, buy something. I'm hungry. I've been hungry so long. Please?
Have you seen this place? I don't think you're going to find anything to eat around here, even if I bought your shit. Okay, so the boluses, and then some poison items. We got poison stone. Throw that at the enemy to cause poison buildup. And then this is a cluster of them, probably good for a group. We have the butterflies. These things are kind of expensive, but don't buy them. They can be looted around here. And then we have more ammunition. Probably smart. I should definitely get more ammunition. Let's get ourselves back up to the maximum amount, shall we? So we always need more ammo. So, let's see. Where are we? Okay, let's just kind of follow the road. It'll lead us straight to the map. And it'll just be like happy times. Sunshine, sunlight, sprinkles. Those, we rested at the Grace, so those guys are going to come back. Inevitably. But that's okay. Yeah. Die. And then this is the Caelid Waypoint Ruins. We have lots of these guys here. And yes, they are all the same. They do the same thing as everywhere else you see them. They do the pest swarm attack. So we're doing slash damage right now because we're mounted on Torrent, but let me show you something. No, I need to kill this thing fast. Thrust damage is better. There we go. Get rid of the dog because we have the reach. Thrust damage is definitely better against these centipede guys. I think it does better than like slash damage or anything like that. We got big dog back there. Big dog. Of course that didn't work. Come on, let me get him in the back of the leg or something. There we go. So these dogs, I feel like they're like undead. Eeh. I mean, I'll just straight kick your ass. I don't care. And strong attacks send them flying, so it's like the dogs really don't have to be a problem. And thank goodness these dogs are not being protected or watched over by like a centipede guy. It's just like this dude. Use these iframes so the dog can't get us. Ugh. Man, okay, listen. I'm not dying to a dog. I'm not. Just because I don't have any poise. I'm not dying because I don't have any poise. I'm not doing it. Stupid. Stupid concept. Alright. And that could have been done so much cleaner. I just, like, don't have the patience. So, let's put our weapon's special ability to work for us, shall we? Let's just get rid of these guys. Except it didn't reach. Oh, that sucks. Oh, come on. Turtle stab, work for me. Oh, shit. Alright, here we go. Let's go. Yes! It worked! I wonder why they're not doing the swarm thing. That's normally what happens in this part. Really? Disrespectful? That guy has no health, like... And of course I missed. Really? Alright, fine. No. Don't. Just don't. And again, I'm being pretty sloppy here. This part could be done so much better, but here I am, being pretty reckless. Sometimes it's fun to not have the upper hand, you know what I mean? Okay, one more centipede guy guarding an item over there in the corner. Shit! Okay, fine. Let's play smart. Thought I heard more little Pete's running around. Guess not. And then this guy, oh god. Trying to think what to do for this part. Charge attack. One shot him. Fight him one at a time. Okay. Killer. That was nasty, man. That dog blended in. Get ourselves some poison blooms, and then we should have like another little ruin right down here that we can deal with, and then I think there might be a cave up there. Let's check it out. So here's the first level of bullshit in these ruins that we covered. Now we're moving down to the second level, and believe it or not, the second level is even a little bit worse because the placement of these guys is super inconvenient on this lower level. Like they all seem to be facing you. Makes it a little bit hard to be stealthy. But let's do this real quick. Before we run down the steps and get the treasure, let's take care of this guy. And then up here, as we go through this part's going to be kind of bullshit because, like I said, all the enemies are going to be facing us on those cliffs, and it kind of sucks. Get rid of that guy. And fire, man. Fire is king in Caelid. These guys hate fire so much. And we are buffed right now. We're getting additional runes for all this. Okay, so this part sucks. This is pretty dangerous. Got these little miniature versions of the lesser kindred of rot. I think they're like small ones. They die pretty easy, but the problem is they all gang up on you. So kill that guy. And here's what I kind of recommend for this part. I say bunch them all together and just get the damage in like this. You know. That attack they do is just like the lesser kindred of rot outside. Like, just because they're baby versions doesn't mean they do baby damage. Like, that shit hurts. Let's just take care of these guys. Let's just get rid of them because they're scum. They know they're scum. And they have to die. And it doesn't look like any of them dropped anything either, so no worries. Okay, and we get another katana. So we picked up 2 katanas in this episode. I guess it must be anime time. So the first one we picked up being the Moon Veil, which is an intelligence scaling katana, and it's got the Transient Moonlight, which is an incredibly fast unsheathing katana version of the Moonlight Greatsword's classic moonbeam slash attack that it's had in every Souls game. And then the Meteoric Blade is also an intelligence scaling katana, but this one scales a little better with strength. This one is more dexterity intelligence, this one is more strength intelligence. Both of these are special weapons. They have to be upgraded with somber smithing stones, and the other thing is they can't have their weapon art changed. So they're both unique weapons. I think the Meteoric Blade is better because the Gravitas attack that it does is pretty underrated. Both cause bleed buildup, but this weapon is super overrated, and literally fucking everybody uses it in PvP. It's stupid. This thing, you don't see very often, but when you do run into it and somebody is really, really good, this is a hard weapon to beat. It's very, very... The meteor, or the gravity magic attack that the weapon art has is super hard to get away from. Like, the timing to roll the actual shockwave is kind of difficult and requires some practice, and you don't get much exposure to it in general because not a lot of people use it. But when you do run into it and they know what they're doing, it's pretty tough. It's tough to beat. But the cool thing about it is it's... Oh my goodness. Really? Come on, sit still. Because these things die in one hit. The problem is they see you coming because they're all facing you. And then we have poison guys over on the cliffs. Thank goodness they all die in one hit. Good for us. I guess I'm not really worried about flowers. I'm more worried about these guys because they kind of have like a projectile attack that's pretty inconvenient for us, and it's going to cause some problems. So let's follow the cliff out here. See what we got going on. So that's all Limgrave. That is essentially like the Weeping Peninsula. Where are we on the map? Okay, yeah, Fort Heights. So just before the Weeping Peninsula, actually. So everything we can see past it is considered the Weeping Peninsula. Like that structure, you can just barely see it as it fades in the distance. In the very center of the screen, you can see just barely the structure that is Castle Morn. I love how visually connected this game is. Reminds me so much of Dark Souls 1. It's fantastic. I missed. How could I miss? He was 3 feet in front of me. Mushu would be appalled. Okay, why do I feel like there was... Shut up. Why do I feel like there was something up here? Something of value. There's a reason to get up here, I swear. Maybe it was just because it's a safer way to jump down and get to that spot with the imp statue, which, yes, it is off the path and irrelevant, but it has caught my attention, and now I must go. Okay, this one takes 2. Good thing we're not broke in the key department. Is this what I think it is? Yes, this is the jail cave. All right. Don't go for the chest. Don't do it. You'll regret it. So the jail cave. I know we keep straying further and further off topic, and I keep saying that I'm going to keep working my way down until I get to this spot, and we are somehow over here off the beaten path. But this is an important cave. I think this is the cave I was talking about that gives us the smithing stone that we want, because it's important, right? A rune arc. Is it not? Oh. I guess this is not the cave that I thought it was. Maybe that's the Earthbore one that I was confusing it for. So, the jail cave, this one is kind of weird. You have rats in here, like an abundance of them. There's going to be a couple different mobs of rats in the jail cave. My god, I did not mean to Samurai Jack jump. Listen, man. Oh my goodness. Obey me! There we go. Golden rune. So the jail cave is a little bit different than some of these other traditional caves, and I swear, man, these look like fake walls. Why can't they just be fake? Whatever. Further in we go. Alright. Sneak. Sneaky, sneaky. That's what you want in this place. And for some reason I'm getting vibes that the floor is gonna collapse in some of these spots. I think it is. But the purpose of this cave is we want to get through these rats, but ultimately these doors are going to start to open up as well. Yeah. Perfect. So this is going to be a shortcut, I think. This is not going to open up to us right now, but it will. We're going to pull a switch, and it'll open up. But there's going to be these, like, exploding guys in these cages, I think. I think. There's also going to be, like, a dark part of this cave where lock-on is going to be your best friend. Here's the part where it falls down. Yeah. Alright. Cool. So, see this? Yeah. Foreshadowing. Alright. We have a couple different kinds of enemies in here. We have the vulgar militia are going to make an appearance in this place. And we'll have a couple more rats. But these are the explodey guys. These guys. It would be in our best interest to try to kill these guys through the cage, like, before they become a problem. Because the less of them that are alive, the easier of a time we're going to have once we're running through here for real. So I want to try to get these guys to blow up, because I don't like them. Okay. So I'm kind of trying to keep my eyes out for the vulgar militia. The vulgar militia are going to show up, and they're going to be... Yep, there we go. Motherfucker, he comes running right over the edge there. He will surprise you. And he dropped kukri for us. That's fantastic. Hello. For your own good. That's it. Come here. Do your thing. Explode, please. Thank you. And kill everyone around you. Thank you, thank you. Some of these are pointless. Like, some of these, it's not going to matter at all whether you go in there, because they don't all have loot. But some of them, you can clearly see the loot. There we go. Yeah, and some of them you really can't do anything about it. Like, I mean, you would have to sit here and wait for them, and I mean, you can't lock on either, and there's no shooting through the bars either, because the physics just don't work like that. I mean, you can try, but yeah, it ain't happening. Okay, so some of these you just can't do anything. You're gonna have to deal with them when the cage opens, but this is gonna be the shortcut that we get, and oddly enough, you can just see the lever up there taunting you. So it's almost like the game's way of saying, you better not die. You're this close to getting the shortcut. So here's our Stake of America. That also tells us, hey, shit's about to go sideways. You better be ready. So we have a vulgar militia right here. Let's not... Wow, these guys are weak. Hella weak. This one's not opening. Alright. So down and around is what we're going to have to do to get up there. And yes, check around these corners, man. Look around the corners where all these cages are, because all you need is 2 vulgar militia coming up, giving you a bad time. That's all it takes. Yes, that's it. It was I. Fantastic. So we don't... And there's the room that's got the real goodies in it. Can't wait to unlock that one. So, like I said, some of these you're just going to have to deal with as they go. But... Or as they open. And you're not going to be able to pull all the bad guys to be able to kill them inside the cage. It's not going to work like that for all of them. But it can for most of them. Alright, we got vulgar militia. That's the way to get up to the shortcut. Let's do this. Let's just get rid of that guy. You know what? How well does sleep work against these guys? Okay, it takes 3 bolts, but that defeats the purpose because... Damn it. Oh man, that looks painful. I love it. Alright. So yeah, if you can reach them, it's a good idea. Because trust me, once these cages open up, it's going to suck. These guys are all going to start wandering out, causing trouble for us. Of course they would. Okay, and one of these parts coming up, there's a rat somewhere around the corner that will catch you by surprise, so sneaky, sneaky. Sneaky does it. That's my saying in this playthrough, is not easy does it, sneaky does it. Okay, that rat ran that way. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, shit. No. Not dealing with this. Not dealing with this. The hell out of here. Really? Is that just not working against him? Like, fine. I'll set you on fire, bro. Nope, we're poisoned. Good thing I have a bolus on me. You know what poisoned us? Those damn spikes. So yeah, anywhere you see vulgar militia, you are for sure going to see... Oops. I guess it turns out my lantern if I do that. Anywhere you see vulgar militia, you're going to see these little spikes, and we covered these back in the ruin-strewn precipice when we were making our way up there. Yeah. Real shitty little spikes. And I can't tell if the floor breaks right there, but... Turtleneck meat, nice. Does it break? No. Okay. I can't believe I missed twice with Ice Lightning Spear. I cannot believe I missed so hard with that. Like, that was kind of embarrassing. So, alright. More Vulgar Militia. We have Mr. Halberd guy right here. The first guy, who was already patrolling on the top level, ran down to come get us because we were walking through there. But then we got this guy right here. So, again, sneaky does it. Oh, that looked painful. I love it. What in the hell? That was strange. He, like, went through the floor. Where are you going, man? Alright. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. So let's go get this. There we go. That was ideally what I wanted to come through here and get before. There's our little shortcut. And then what we're going to do now, the important step, is we're going to pull the lever, crunk, and it's going to open up the cages. And the nice thing about this is the very beginning of the level where the cages start. So it's good. We can start fresh. So let's see. Is there anything in here? What are you doing, man? What's going on up here? Okay. This is the very beginning of the cave. Very nice. Alright. So now, what we can do is we can veer off this way, and it's not necessary because we didn't really pass any cages on the way through here. I'm pretty sure this is just where we followed the tunnel until the hole happened. Yep. Alright. So that puts us in the very first room. Nothing in here. Yes, it is kind of tedious and time-consuming to go check all these cages, but we want the loot, man. And a lot of them, yeah, admittedly, a lot of them are going to be kind of like silly rune items that aren't that important. But we must do our due diligence. We must loot. Wow, that sucked. Come here. Old Fang, okay. And then, so the Pillory Shield, however you want to pronounce it, is strange. It's a light shield. It's, or considered a small shield. It's just got an interesting description. Pillory made to punish serious felons used as a shield. Though made of good sturdy wood, it is only a makeshift tool and performs as such, perhaps due to its use as a device with which the guilty were made to endure prolonged suffering. It raises vitality. So that is the only cool thing about that shield. It'll raise your health a little bit, but I really don't recommend trying to use it as a shield. It's pretty bad. Okay, we already went up there. So now let's start pushing further through. Let's check these other cages. Here's one. And again, you know, not so useful items. We got, what do we have so far? Some rune items. We have a crappy shield. Oh, that sucked. Oh, no. No, 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 no! That was dirty. Normally what that'll do is it'll cause like a chain react into the other ones exploding. Although that was kind of strange the way that happened. Was that guy, he staggered, oddly enough. And then he continued his, like, quest to explode. And at least they die immediately upon doing that. No! I suppose it's fine. Fine with me if you want to seal your own fate. So this room, here we go. The Wakizashi. Golden rune. And a stone sword key. So the thing I'm excited to pick up in this room is the Wakizashi. So this guy, this is a unique weapon that isn't treated like a unique weapon. Short sword with a tempering pattern on the blade, a weapon unique to warriors of the Land of Reeds, afflicts targets with blood loss. These swords are considered auxiliary weapons, yet one man is known to wield this weapon in his left hand while using a full-size katana in his right, a demonic swordsman known only as Okina. Okina is going to invade us later, but the Wakizashi is a unique dagger. It is, let's see, let me equip it real quick. So, it has a unique moveset. This does not do the pierce damage. I mean, it can, but it doesn't do, like, for example, what Misericord does. Misericord's strong attack is a stab. But watch. Let me point out what I mean to you. Let's equip it. You can't dual wield these. You can't power stance these, because it's not considered a dagger, even though it is. It literally says dagger, right? They're the same class. But it doesn't count as a dagger. You can't use it like a dagger. So, you can, however... Why did I do that? I needed to show it the other way. You can, however, do this. Oh, why isn't it working? Oh, because I wasn't... Duh. Check this out. You can, however, power stance it with other katanas, because it's considered a miniature katana, even though it's a dagger class weapon. It's very, very cool. I know a lot of people don't give a shit about that, but I think it's fascinating. And as a matter of fact, I have that weapon fully upgraded on my original character, and I power stance it with Rivers of Blood or the Uchi Katana. Kind of swap between them. Very cool. We probably should upgrade that and try to use it, because it's just so damn cool. I am a dex build after all. I really should upgrade the Uchi and the Wakizashi and maybe power stance them. That'd be kind of cool. But then we wouldn't be so much a confessor anymore. We would be like a ninja or a samurai. Okay, that's the way to proceed. I don't want to go that way just yet. I want to see if there's any other stray cages back through here that we may have missed. I don't think we did. I'm pretty sure we got them all, but I want to try anyway. Gotta check. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, okay, there's nothing. Don't want to step on that. So we are nearing the end of this cave right on time because we picked up the real prize, which was the Somber Smithing Stone Tier 5. We can now get another weapon of our choosing, special weapon at least, upgraded to the next level, which is always good. No rats waiting for me. Strange rainbow stones. Golden runes. Why isn't it fake? Alright, and then this is kind of an odd situation. This is going to be another example of why it's important to break the things, and it's important to acknowledge that they can be broken. Why aren't you fake? Because this. A little hidden way here. And it's dark. It's real dark. So watch your step on the way down. It's going to drop us down into, like, completely different looking area than what we're used to. Here we go. Well, can't summon my children. That's okay. Don't need to. This guy's a joke. Alright, so the axe attack, even with shield barricade, will bounce, which is nice. And he kind of staggers too. He's got some kind of hyper armor going on with a little bit of his attacks, but not always. Just mind your stamina with this guy. Once you get the critical, he's toast. Like, he's literally done. So you get the Putrid Core Ashes, and those are the guys that we saw kind of walking around. But wait, there's more. Instead of taking this and returning to the front, let's explore a little bit. It's going to spit us out in a unique spot. Once again, we return to Limgrave, and we get this cool sword right here. Regalia of the Eochaid. Eochaid? I don't really know how to pronounce that. I pronounce it the Eochaid, but take my word for it. It's really damn cool. There is a way to get up here by doing this. Like, if you continue to spam the jump button against the side of the wall, kind of like in a Legend of Zelda game, you can get up here with Torrent. It's doable, but it's not easy. My friend Jeremy did it. Other people tend to use the Spirit Spring, which is like right up there. It will launch you over the edge, and you don't take any fall damage when you use the Spirit Spring, so if you do go all the way up to the Caelid cliff here and try to drop down like that, you will die. There's no surviving that. But that is the Third Church of America out in front of us, to give you some perspective of where we are. So that's 2 caves over in Caelid that will spit you out back in Limgrave, which is kind of cool. So let's look at the sword we got for just a second. It's pretty cool. This is an arcane scaling sword, and my goodness, the weapon art is cool. The strong attack is a thrust. It is like a regular straight sword. It's like an arcane scaling long sword, basically. But, oops, this weapon art, that's a multi-hit attack. It's very, very cool. It spins, and it's amazing. I think it's really cool. There's also a great sword version of this weapon that we're going to get later in the Altus Plateau. But, alright, let's go back here. This is the grace that's closest to our destination, which is the map fragment. Alright, that was a solid episode, ladies and gentlemen. I think we covered a lot. I'm enjoying Caelid so far. It's really not as bad as people think, but I'm telling you, it'll kick your ass if you're not ready. But thankfully, we're ready. So, next episode, we might start with a little bit of maintenance because we covered quite a bit of stuff. But other than that, thank you for continuing to join me on the in-depth playthrough of Elden Ring. I've been your faithful host, Let's Play Dark Souls HD, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.